Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Good morning, it's your boy ARP, and we back here with the Sorry Is True Podcast. Salute to everybody that's up and at it, everybody that's on the grind, getting to it and all that. It's big news, and it continues to grow legs. It continues to sprawl. We continue to learn more, get more information about this. For me, following this, this isn't brand new to us. We all knew Diddy was in trouble, right? Earlier this year, we knew it was going down for him. And then when we saw the video, we was like, oh, it's a wrap for you, dude. I'm starting now to watch more surrounding elements, because I feel like the reach of this indictment for Diddy is going to just touch and affect so many people. Like we read in the indictment, his handlers, you think like his madams, you think like the security guards it mentioned. They even showed and named some people already in the news. It's like his right hand woman. You know what I'm saying? I think there's some allegations on her, like she's helping set up the freak offs and got staff that clean up the hotels and clean up the freak offs. You know what I'm saying? And it went over at least my head. I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, I don't know, but the RICO charges, yet he was the only person named. Like, when was the last time, if ever, you guys heard of a RICO charge with only one person? Then you see that the feds put out phone numbers and requests saying, okay, everybody start to come forward. They're looking for more people to become a part of this, and then you tie that into what seems very, very smart and very, very tactical for Cassie's lawsuit, not just because she figured possibly civilly that she was owed something, or civilly she wanted to take that up with Diddy and her prior abuser, right? Not just that, but also to get her out of becoming a possible defendant in a case that's coming towards Diddy. You put this claim on Diddy, you say that you're a victim, you say that you were abused, which she all was, verbally, physically, the tape comes out, all this type of stuff. Later on, you don't pull the victim up and then charge them as being, somebody that conspired and concocted a lot of this stuff alongside Diddy. She gets removed, and she might be one of the closest people to seeing a lot of this stuff, which is another reason, obviously, why he settled in 4 minutes, right? So the sprawl of this is crazy, and I'm going to get into more people, and I got some videos to bring up here on the screen as well that I want to look at with y'all, but it really is scary that when you see the Nino Brown, like, oh no, this is bigger than Nino Brown, like you are now watching one of those scenarios. Like, we keep giving Diddy the credit for being a powerful guy, having a lot of reach, being amongst the top moguls within the music industry. So what about all the people that he shakes hands with? What about all the people that were invited to those parties? What about all the people that were involved in those parties? Those tapes are going to scare the shit out of us as far as how we look at the industry and how we look at some of our favorites. And that's why I put somebody in the thumbnail that, man, I tweeted this yesterday. If you follow me, a lot of people replied to this tweet like, what are you talking about, ARP? Like, what are you waiting for? It's already there. And what I tweeted was, it's gonna hurt if we get some wild, not accusations, but confirmed disgusting and bad and illegal behavior on Jay-Z. Now, let me clarify. Let me clear up my tweet, because I see that tweet was like, it was like split. Some people was just like, hey, ARP, you kind of late to that party, right? And other people was like asking me, like, why are you going to be so hurt? Like, are you like just looking up to celebrities? Is this celebrity worship? Is that what's going on with you? Absolutely not. If you haven't come to know me over time, or if you're new to the channel, or if you just haven't picked up on it, I don't celebrity, worship anybody. That's not how I am. If I have one idol ever in my lifetime, it's my mother, right? I don't idolize in people. I don't look at people and give them no extra. If Jay-Z walked through my door right now on stream, I say, hey, first of all, how the fuck you get in my crib? Like, it ain't no groupie tendencies, nothing, and none of that shit. I don't care about none of that shit. Can't nobody make me change the way I am and the way that I think. Nobody. I don't care what your status is. You know what I'm saying? I'm me. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I say, to further explain, it's gonna hurt is because there's just people in our time, in our lifetime, that give the youth, that give us promise, opportunity. The perception and the imagery of them is that of success. Okay. We don't have to just stay in our lifetime and this current generation and era. It's beautiful that we have stories like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods and Serena Williams and Dave Chappelle, and some of these greats, some of these goats, some of these people that have reached the top of their arenas. They represent us as a people, they represent us as a culture, they inspire our children, they inspire us. Moguls and billionaires and people that create jobs. We none of these people are innocent. None of these people are perfect. None of them. They've all broken the law too. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's things that we could always, like, okay, like I possibly would have made that mistake in the past. Okay, I'm cool with that. All right, you sip your little lean or whatever. Like, all right, Lil Wayne, like you need to put that down before you kill yourself. But that don't make us say, oh, remove him from the timeline. We don't fuck with him. Outcast. You know what I'm saying? Like these people, how many y'all support and buy streams and albums and all that type of stuff from people that be in gang activity? Y'all love Lil Durk, right? He's always rapping about getting somebody hurt. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that. It's not a worship thing. It's just that these people, and I'm not putting Little Durk in that bucket, y'all. Not at all. But it's that these people, they represent something bigger when they get to a certain level within their career. Right? Beyonce, look at how many people follow Beyonce, love Beyonce. If something super wild and confirmed came out, it would be like a black eye on our superstars, our culture, our people. And that's what I'm saying about Jay-Z. Okay. Jay-Z has done so much in his lifetime that we've watched him over his career, and to see some wild stuff. Now I got the tweets. Well, ARP, how old was Foxy Brown? I don't know confirmed whether he was with Foxy Brown or not. There's always been the allegations. I'm not gonna try to stick up for Jay-Z or no shit like that. It's possible he was. It's possible he wasn't. He wasn't. Nas rapped Foxy got you hot because you kept your face in a puss. What you think you're getting girls now because of your looks? Negro, please. Mustache having with whiskers like a rat compared to beans you whack. And your man stands under make you take the blade. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to say that much of the lyrics, right? To make the point. Beyonce, they say that she was young when Jay-Z and her were around each other. But how many of Jay-Z's and Beyonce's fans, have walked away from them too because they feel like, that might have been a little early. Everybody's still right there. I'm talking about what maybe millions of people have already turned an eye to, but possibly given them a pass for, versus like, okay, we just found out, confirmed on tape, that Jay-Z R-worded this minor over here forcefully, or Diddy, he chased his girlfriend down the hallway and stomped her out. You know what I'm saying? Like let's not act like we don't create a difference, because if we didn't create a difference, then we wouldn't be supporting Jay-Z right now. We would be up in hell about Jay-Z right now about 20 years ago and Beyonce. Okay, y'all are not, right? So whether that becomes confirmed or not, we'll figure it out. I hear Aaliyah's name thrown in there. I get it, people. I get it. But this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Let me get to this first video, because I also want to mention some other stuff and some reasons why I got the thumbnail up. This ain't even the main video that I'm going to play and do a reaction for, but I came across this on Twitter, and shout out to everybody on my Twitter. My Twitter is growing. Like, a lot of people are really, really looping me into stuff, and I really, really appreciate y'all help, because y'all see a lot, and y'all be putting me on ARP. You see this, ARP, you see that. Y'all are really helping me out these days, so I appreciate y'all. But this is so bugged out. This is a video, allegedly, I guess I'll say, of Diddy patting down Justin Bieber to see if he's wearing a wire. Y'all check this out. Four, 5, 6, rub, 7, placement, 8. That See, when the internet starts doing what the internet does, we got to be careful, right? Because the internet is super conspiracy theory and reachy, and you gotta navigate it. You gotta say, okay, that's got some truth to it. That's bullshit. That's real. That right there, we're gonna put on the shelf. We're gonna revisit that later on. This right here, the very first time I saw it, I said, I believe that. That does not look like no, hey, this looks a little bit like coincidence. This looks real. Like it's the placement as well. Like, hold on, let me come back on screen over here on the screen with y'all. Hold on. We all know people that are touchy with their hands when they talk. And sometimes we tell them, like, yo, like, stop fucking touching me. You know what I'm saying? You get the backhand a lot. Like, yo, what up? Like, yo, we finna go over here. You know what I'm saying? We all know those people. We've met those people. We've encountered those people. I get it. This right here, it looks, especially the one in the middle, right? This is like clear to me. Of course, you could never fully prove it unless Diddy comes out and says, yeah, remember that video that y'all was all talking about last month? I was patting him down for a while. That's never gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But we have to use our eyes and ears. Like this right here is crazy. He really did. He really did. I'm sorry. He really did. He really did. Now the relevance there, why some of us may ask the question of is we also seen that earlier video with Justin Bieber when he was young and he was standing next to Justin Bieber, and Justin Bieber looked very, very uncomfortable when Diddy was like, it looked like he was hearing it for the first time too. Like, yeah, he with me for the weekend, you know what I'm saying? I'm his guardian now, whatever. We're gonna party, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna do this. And it just felt weird. Diddy's got a lot of these weird occurrences, right? Like the one with Meek Mill in the club where Meek Mill is rapping and then he says, like, I was fucking on so bad. And then Diddy just turns his head, like whatever, and he start. It's like it got turned on and like, oh, that's what we doing tonight, daddy. Like, what? Like, what? Oh man, should I finish the Meek one before I go to the next video? Yeah, let me just jump into the reason why Meek is in my thumbnail before I pull up the next video, y'all. Let's get it over with. Speaking of Meek, and like, the videos of Meek and Diddy, the talk of Meek and Diddy. I gotta keep saying stuff like this because I know we get new subscribers, we get new followers on the channel, we get new supporters of the Sorry Is True podcast. You also get people that are not really in tune with me or the channel, and they just happen to stumble across the video, they watch it, and then you never know if they cross paths with our channel again, y'all. And I gotta say it, I'm not the conspiracy theory person. Am I in tune? Yes. Am I very open-minded? Yes. I'm not that type of person. I don't just overreach, for the sake of sensationalizing something to create entertainment. I don't even think that's healthy to do. And I'll take it a step further. When we heard those rumors of Diddy and Meek, and that audio came out, I swept it under the rug. Me personally, I was like, I don't know, internet being the internet. I mean, I'll stay open-minded, I guess. I also heard rumors that Nicki was aware of that, and who put that audio out. Like, you never, I don't know, whatever. I walk away from that. I hear it. Word. I'm gonna walk away from that. I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't see that too much in Meek. I see it in the industry. I can possibly see it in Diddy. I don't see that in Meek. I'll leave that alone. Fast forward. These tapes, the allegations. I think at this point, I think we're all pretty of the same belief and opinion that Diddy is bisexual. Do I need to say allegedly? I'll say allegedly. I think at this point, based on the allegations, based on the indictment, based on all of the civil suits that have come out, and sometimes we even push those to the side. Like we see a million times, y'all cry wolf so much that we can't give you all the credit in the world when you come out and you speak towards a mogul or a billionaire, because we just be like, we see a lot of money grabs and a lot of money attempts and a lot of frivolous lawsuits. So we got to be mindful of that. We have to be. But like, if somebody just jumped out the window and said, let me give me somebody that is just a super alpha image in the world. It's like, for example, you see how they did Shannon Sharp, because Shannon Sharp has had like some suspect moments where it just looked a little odd, like a little, what was that? Right? Give me somebody that's like Ice Cube. Okay. I'm looking around. I got pictures on the floor. Yeah, I got Ice Cube. I got a Boys in the Hood picture. All my early podcast people, y'all remember my Boys in the Hood picture. I used to sit up here. All right. I look on the floor, I see Ice Cube. Ice Cube. If somebody randomly gets on the internet, or if we hear a civil suit come out of a man saying that, Ice Cube drugged them and tried to R him, a lot of us would be like, what you get? Try to get some of that 3-on-3 money. We try to get some of that movie money from Ice Cube, because we never see that in Cube. We never see it, right? I see it more in Diddy than I ever have. And Meek, I'm not saying that I see it more than I ever have with Meek, but what I do see more now with Meek is what I put together more now with Meek is I feel like his vulnerability of moving around with the higher ups in the industry. Because we see these little hints, like when you're around certain people, they got you bunny hopping, they got you the way you rap about being in certain rooms around certain people. It's like you very, very like, oh my God, I'm here-ish, right? The videos with you and Diddy, the pool one, it could have just been tired and relaxing, but the correlations start to happen, and now it's hard to escape the imagery a little bit more. I said all of that to say, and I put Meek in the thumbnail of this video, and I'm not trying to play with another man at all when it comes to stuff like this. But what I once walked away from when it came to Meek in that audio, I gotta admit, y'all, I am now 50-50. I'm not like academics is on some more like Ak is on some more like anything on Meek's name, he's stamping it. I'm not doing that to no other man. I don't think it's right. And I understand they got their own little trouble and beef, so Ak is going to do that. I'm being so honest right now. I respect Meek as an artist. I think he's done a lot within his career. I think he's helped a bunch of people too. And once upon a time, I under the rug, like, get that away from me. I feel 50-50 about that audio. And we can't just keep ignoring how big and how scary this Diddy indictment is. Maybe because they didn't name names yet. Maybe because they didn't go and arrest and put the bracelets on a bunch of other people yet. Y'all better think ahead of what's already in front of us. You don't grab Diddy and grab all them tapes. They're thinking that this is one of the reasons why his bail was denied, because of his communication with people that might be witnesses or might also be charged. Once again, there's a RICO, but he's only named. No, there's way more to come. There's way more to come. I don't want to see no crazy shit happen to the homie Jay-Z and Meek. I'm gonna say it now. If something crazy comes out about Meek or something gets confirmed from the past, I'm not gonna be shocked anymore. I'm not. And we're gonna see some of our greats' names get involved in this heavily. It's gonna scare the shit out of some of y'all. So, all right, let me get to this next video real quick that I also want to peep with y'all. Let me check this out. Oh.
That Diddy would soon face. Over the next few months, multiple other accusers came forward with civil suits alleging Diddy's pattern of sexual abuse dated back as far as the 1990s. A civil suit filed by Rodney Jones, also known as the producer Lil Rod, brings these accusations into 2024. According to Lil Rod's lengthy suit, Diddy is the kingpin in a gun trafficking, drug trafficking, and sex trafficking scheme. Lil Rod also accused Diddy of sexual assault and echoed Cassie's allegation that Diddy forced him to have sex with a prostitute. Lil Rod's lawsuit includes—
You see what I mean? It's like, once again, if we're talking about Diddy and we're talking about sexual assault against another man, we are at a point now where we're very open-eared to it. Like, nah, we kind of see that. We kind of see it. And then we joke about like old school occurrences of like him and Fab, right? When it's like Diddy, Fab, and Jadakiss, and they're doing an interview or something. He's like, yo, when we gonna party? When we gonna party, daddy? Talking to Fab, and Fab was like, we partied before. We partied plenty of times. Diddy's like, no, I mean party. And it like my type of party. He was like, what? Or 50 joking, like, yo, let me take you shopping. He's like, take me shopping? Fuck away. Fuck you talk about take me shopping? I'm a grown ass man, dude. You don't look in the mirror. You are a boy, Damon. Like, what you mean? And it's jokes for us at the time. And all these little things don't equal up to something. So now when you got a Diddy and you get a sexual assault charge from a man, we don't just be like, oh, no. He's 100% heterosexual only because we seen that his girlfriend was Cassie. Oh, no. We seen that his girlfriend was Jennifer Lopez. And what did Kendrick call Drake? And I don't think Drake is like that, but I told y'all a story. Like, I had a neighbor that a beard. I was with somebody and they put me on. And I never even heard the terminology at the time. It was a husband, wife, they had kids, had a conversation on the sidewalk. They walked away. We walked away. Shorty was like, yeah, she's a beard. I was like, explain that to me. I'm out the loop. You know, she's representing and playing that role for him. And his mannerisms and the way he talked and everything was clear cut. But I tried to like not even go there with my thoughts because you're here with your wife, right? And you guys have children. And don't be mattering, B. Like, tell me about no Cassie and J-Lo. Don't matter.
Something else that may have piqued the Fed's interest. He alleges there are hundreds of hours of video and audio recordings of Diddy's illegal behavior. We now know this is what the Feds were searching for on March 25th, when they executed search warrants at Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. At the time, we only speculated that investigators...
Now, if I wanted to reach and I wanted to get conspiracy theory-ish, you know what I would say? I would say what a bunch of people are saying on the internet, which is like, those tapes are your main target, not because of Diddy, because you know that you can bring down a lot of music industry pieces and possible companies and possible heavyweights. And are you targeting hip hop? That's conspiracy theory-ish, right? And let's put it on a shelf. I saw yesterday as well, Kevin Lyle stepped down, right? Did I get that right? Kevin Lyle stepped down. You can't step down from a company right now, neither, without us going, what? Hold on. Lord of the Rings, wait a minute. Why'd you step down? What's going on? Do you know something is on the way? The people next to you, sitting at that board or above you say, hey, we know what's up with you too. Go ahead and get out of here before you bring the whole company down with us or with you. Ugh. Spooky.
Collected electronic evidence, but now we know for sure. According to the indictment against Diddy, investigators seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant from his home. The court doc states these items were used in something referred to as freak-offs, which were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. In arranging these freak-offs, Combs, with the assistance of members and associates of the Combs enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and internationally. During freak-offs, Combs distributed a variety of controlled substances to victims, in part to keep the victims obedient and compliant. Sometimes, unbeknownst to the victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers. After freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use.
So Boosie, let's talk, homie. A lot of us fuck with Boosie. Boosie is he's out. He's known for also having a lot of outlandish statements, but sometimes ones that we just enjoy and we're entertained by. Boosie came out with a statement, and I'm going to paraphrase to a degree. I don't know if he's in trouble for it or not. I'm not sure, but he was basically standing up for the whole flying people in thing. He's like, yo, if you done been flued out and flued in or whatever the case may be, now, so now you're going to lock us all up. All men do that. And we all do this, boom, boom, especially these rich guys, whatever. There's a clear separation here of being flued out and flued in and flown in. It's just a new era term. Okay. Like, you want to know where I come from? You want to know what my era used to just call that to a degree? Long distance relationship. That's it. I'm a guy here in Florida. You're a woman in New York. We want to meet up. Okay, I have more money than you, or I'm the one that's inviting you, or I'm trying to coax you to come to where I'm at, especially if you're the one that's traveling, driving through the airport and getting on the airplane and all that. And like, I should compensate possibly, right? I mean, you're the one that's doing all the movement. We buy you a flight, have you meet me, somebody or me pick you up. That's regular life shit that's been happening since airplanes existed. All right. But y'all just got this new fucking terminology on it called flued out and flowed in. Now it is tied now and getting a bad reputation now because of all the sex working, because of all the hoes and the way that women are so promiscuous now, and women have elevated and taken a spot that's like men as far as like how they move. You know, little Kim was one of the ones that cracked that code. And so I used to be scared of the, and it started to open up the game and the perception of a woman to be accepted for having multiple partners or just being about her money or not being about a relationship or getting married. I'm just here for some, you know what I'm saying? Like, it became cool. Back when I was a kid, if you was getting, you know what I'm saying, running around with a guy and that wasn't your man or your fiance or your husband, y'all little youngins got it easy now. We had to actually pull our women back in the day. You know what I'm saying? We had to groom. And when I say groom, I mean groom in the relationship, right? You had to groom the relationship. You had to cultivate the relationship. You had to, of course, you had your fast chicks, right? But for the most part, even the fast chicks, they still wanted you to show something. And that's where them rules was coming in, right? I got a 1 month rule. Shit like that. You don't hear that today. Times have changed. Okay? Times have fucking changed. So the reputation of being flued out or having a long distance relationship is definitely different now. So you be thinking that these girls that's on Instagram getting their ass injections and they face done and they titties done or whatever, that don't got nothing going on, but they happen to get a flight paid for them by a celebrity, that is purely like a come up. And yeah, a lot of these girls getting in interviews talking about it. They get on these podcasts and say, oh yeah, this celebrity, yeah, he did this, or that celebrity over there, he bought me this. And like, look at the Ruby Rose and whatever Drewski relationship and what they're saying about it. This is the type of stuff that people are seeing now. That's in our face now. That's viral now. So the reputation is now disgusting, right? But that's not what they're talking about. Boosie, not to double back and close out that point. That's not what they're talking about. If you have a room full of celebrities for your freak off, right? And you pay actual prostitutes. Let's just use the hard word, prostitutes, to fly in. You don't know, none of these people all know each other. Fly in, sleep with these people, and also turn these people out possibly, or maybe a goal of all three: sleep with them, turn them out, and possibly get some footage with them, get paid as a service, and go that way, crossing state lines and all that. They're going to call that prostitution. They're going to say that those are paid sex workers, right? You're not getting flown in because Diddy said, hey, I met you last week, or I DM'd you on IG. I think you're pretty. I want you to come hang out with me, and whatever happens, happens. No, they're talking about an established process. They're talking about known factors where it's just like, you are being flown in as whatever stranger pretty face from Miami to come meet us in New York at this hotel where we designated this weekend's freak off to fuck on these guys, get paid for it, and then we're sending you back. I'm sorry, but you call that prostitution, Boosie. I know Boosie sounds like he got defensive, like, wait, don't come arrest me because I flew girls out before. That's not what they talk about, Boosie. You want to fly girls out, fly them out. Okay, have fun. But be careful doing this shit that's in Diddy's indictment. There's a difference. All right? It's a fucking difference. Let's wake up, Boosie. Wake up.
Diddy's business employees allegedly facilitated these freak-offs by stocking the hotel rooms in advance with the required freak-off supplies, including controlled substances, baby oil, lubricant, extra linens, and lighting, cleaning the hotel.
What? Yeah. Yeah, Big K. The fuck? Fuck no. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I don't think I know any battle rappers that know Diddy. I know battle rappers that talk to Drake. Hell, Drake has even watched RBE content before, right? That wasn't AI. That was years ago before the AI stuff when he was Mook put out his voice message, those voice notes from DM about he was like, yeah, I'm sitting there watching King Los and Daylight and the RBE joint and all that. Like they all watch, a lot of them watch the battle rap platforms. So like the biggest artists in the world, they know about RBE or they've watched RBE before. But do we know them? I don't know anybody that knows Diddy. I don't have any ties then to Diddy. Well, fuck no, I don't know any battle rappers that could possibly be involved in this shit, homie. Hell no.
Rooms after the freak-offs to try to mitigate room damage, arranging for
Well, hold on. But that doesn't mean that it's impossible. Okay, let me clear that up. It doesn't matter how big of a celebrity that you are or how much money that you have to be involved in shit. There could be a 100 faceless people that you've never heard of that are involved in this shit. All right. But no, I don't know anybody that's involved in this shit. Okay. Let's make it clear.
travel for victims, commercial sex workers, and Combs to
At least I don't think I do. At least I hope I don't. Shit. You know, it's the safest thing to fucking say. Fuck it. I don't know who's doing what. I'm not. Fuck it. I speak for myself. You know what? I'll fuck around and go on record. I'm gonna be like, yo, you ain't heard that Ill Will was at the pool party? I'm like, what? I call him immediately. Yo, Will, what the fuck was you doing at the pool party? He's like, I don't know, homie. I don't do much. Like, it's slogan, I don't do much. I'm like, what? The fuck was you doing there, homie? Oh, it was an accident, man. Just got an invite and I popped out and showed niggas. No, I'm speaking for myself. I'm speaking for Big K and Ill Will too, because I said their names. Big K ain't involved in shit, and either is fucking Ill Will. I was just texting with Ill Will yesterday, matter of fact. Oh man.
and from freak-offs, resupplying Combs with the requested supplies, delivering large sums of cash to Combs to pay the commercial sex workers, and scheduling the delivery of IV fluids. So these items were collected during the federal raids, including narcotics and hundreds of bottles of lube and baby oil. There were also electronic files of these freak-offs, and the feds collected those too. In addition to all this, investigators seized AR-15 guns, ammunition, and a large capacity drum magazine from Diddy's home. Since those raids in March,
Mr. Relly Rel, you are mean.
crafting their
I'm not
case
putting that up
against
on the
Diddy,
screen.
which led to grand jury proceedings against him. So he was indicted on Monday and taken into custody, and on Tuesday, that indictment was unsealed. Also on Tuesday, Diddy appeared in federal court where he pleaded not guilty to the charges against him. During the hearing, Diddy was also denied bail, a federal judge ruling he must remain in custody until trial. With all that in mind, let's take a close.
Yo, I didn't want to open up no can of worms. Y'all look insane. I can't pull a lot of these comments up because a lot of these people are the homies. Y'all are putting so many battle rappers up on the screen now in the live chat. Oh my God. Y'all look crazy. Yeah. I saw what you put, homie. I wasn't bringing that up. Y'all are tripping on the battle rappers now. Y'all chill out, y'all. Chill.
Closer look at what exactly the feds collected from Diddy's homes. For that, we turn to former CIA officer and FBI agent Tracy Walder. This indictment that just came down, I know we were kind of expecting it to happen, but when it did, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I had expected, and I'd said before that I thought we'd get an indictment within 6 to 9 months. People weren't happy with me because they thought that was just too long. But it was almost exactly 6 months, actually, since the warrants were served on both of his homes. I think it's not a surprise to me because I'm glad he's being charged with this. I wholeheartedly thought that he would have a RICO, a racketeering charge. I knew that that would be something that they would get him on. I was concerned that they wouldn't get him on human trafficking because sometimes that can be really difficult to prove. And I just always worry that those cases fall through the cracks and then justice isn't served for the victims. And so I was pleased to see that he was charged with that, so that hopefully he could be held accountable.
Much of the evidence that the prosecution now has against Diddy came from the federal raids. Talking about a federal search warrant, what does that look like, just generically?
Right. So in this case, and I don't recall if I talked to you about this or maybe Jesse, but when that warrant was served back in March, the question was, is if they served the warrant, why can't they just arrest him? And again, as you mentioned, they probably didn't have enough evidence at that time to do so. However, to get a warrant like that, where it's served simultaneously and, in a surprising manner, they really had to prove one of two things, excuse me. The first being that evidence was imminently going to be destroyed, or
Okay, I know we've been joking for a few. This one I want to talk about briefly. So this is what I meant earlier when I said that the sprawl of this could be crazy. And Diddy is already mega. Diddy is already a mogul. Diddy is already one of the biggest industry heavyweights of all time. We know that. So what does that also equate to? That equates to all the people that he's tied to. Thousands people that he's worked directly with, indirectly with, fans, prostitutes, artists, other company owners, other record label owners, all types of stuff. All these different related people in the legal field. Yeah, you think that I don't feel like these people sometimes be knowing cops and detectives and judges and lawyers and all that type of stuff, right? Rest in peace, Kim Porter. The Kim Porter thing, from the conspiracy theory side, has come up a lot over the years. Recently, you know who else that happened to? That happened to Gucci Mane. Where they kind of laid out and said, like, everybody that like signed to him is either deceased or in jail, right? Very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. But that happens. Now, when you have this legal situation, when you have this big indictment, when you got all these witnesses coming forward now, when you got Diddy sitting his 54-year-old ass in jail now, which turns his world upside down, right? Totally upside down. Now, the circumstances of all these other situations and occurrences around him, people bring back forward. And especially if there's situations that don't have a statute of limitation, then it's like, oh, wait, let's now use this opportunity to question some of this stuff, right? What happened in that Shine shooting? I need more. What happened around Kim Porter? I need more. What happened around Kid Cudi's car? I'm going to get more. You see what I'm saying? Like, what happened with Cassie? I saw that video, but I want more. These security guards, I heard rumors. I want more now. They're asking people to come forward, and God knows what they already have. And the amount of witnesses and the amount of people that's going to turn on Diddy, like, niggas is not, especially these unnamed people, these handlers, these security guards, and your cook, and what all these people around your house, they're not gonna sit there in front of some you're facing 10-year charges. They don't want them anyway. It's Diddy, as well as any big names associated with this occurrence and over the years getting into shit with him. Right? Here's your offer, real quick, and they're gonna take it. Some of these people are probably still classified as civilians anyway. I'm just the housekeeper. I'm just the maid. Did he send me to the store to go pick up 50 bottles of baby oil one day? And of course, I knew what they were for. Yes, but I was just minding my business and doing my job. Right? Most people ain't going to sit there and just be like, I ain't saying shit. Call my lawyer. No. They're all going to get deals. They're all going to cooperate, and they're all going to get in and get the fuck out of there. And I'm not mad at them. A lot of them, to be honest. Like I said, like, there's going to be civilians involved in this shit. You know what I mean? People that just turn the blind eye. Me sit here and just get my damn shit. Look at some of the shit that the security guards that came forward over past months been saying. Yeah, I heard this, and I heard the fighting behind the door. I mind. Y'all be knowing, and niggas don't be doing shit. Now that he's in jail, that's another thing too. You've made Diddy more vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like, oh, it's open season now. It's safe to actually say what I want to say. It's safe if to stand up to him now. A lot of people is going to take that position. So the Kim Porter situation and all these other situations around him, I'm not going to be shocked one bit if things from the past get a deep dive into them, or even more stuff from the future. I mean, not the future, the present, and things we haven't heard about. Is they're going to use opportunities to bring a lot of this to light, and not just to uncover it, but also to get at other people, to bring closure to past situations, and to further put a image, charges, and get a conviction on Diddy. These situations are very, very high profile. They cost a lot of money. Like the DAs and the detectives and the law side of things and all this that's involved. These are one of those just is like, oh no, we got to get our target, Diddy. And we're going to also try to get somebody, even getting the other people that have these indirect associations further enhances your case with Diddy. Because I got this other person now over here, red-handed. And that's a direct tie to the person that we put in the indictment, right? So you can't have this person innocent and this person's guilty, right? It doesn't work that way. So it's about to be a full court press. Can't be serious.
That the lives of people were in danger. I believe that it was the former that they were probably able to prove, is that evidence may have been going to be destroyed. And that's why they served the warrants. And that's why they were able to serve the warrants, to preserve that evidence.
I feel like a lot of us who don't have experience in the FBI or CIA, we just picture movies or TV shows when you see people come in and opening drawers and closets and going through everything. But what does it really look like when they're there on the ground serving these federal warrants?
Yeah, I mean, in a case like this, obviously you're not making any kind of a dynamic entry. This isn't a hostage situation, right? Where that's not what's happening here. However, they did know that there would be weapons there, armed security, those kinds of things. That's why you saw those warrants being served by, for the most part, a tactical SWAT team. Simply, that is procedure to keep everyone safe. A lot of people were frustrated when they saw the video that came out.
That's one that I forgot to talk about. Big. Right, and Pac. Don't be surprised if Keefe D's name comes up. I still remain that Keefe D is not credible at all. But don't be surprised if Keefe D comes up. Keefe D is already named Puff, right? He already did, I think.
Out of the warrant, that his home was, in, I guess, disarray. But again, and I had said this before, my gut said they were looking for.
Leave my homie Joe out of it, man. I saw some clip going around with like him and Diddy in the same place. Like they was like dancing and having a good time. I don't know nothing about Joe tied to Diddy, man. Leave my guy Joe out of this, all right?
Digital evidence, which is in that indictment. There's a lot of mentions to digital evidence. And that's why they tore up couch cushions. That's why they made holes in walls. They were looking for flash drives, tiny devices where these things were stored. And so all of that is done methodically. It's all cataloged. And in a case like this, where you're not necessarily rushing, to put out a fire or something like that, it was all done in a very methodical way. You typically go through room by room to catalog all of that evidence.
Taking a closer look at all that evidence, Diddy had 3 AR-15s seized during the federal raids that had been defaced. What do you think that would look like, though? Because weapons obviously are very dangerous. We don't want them to go off. How is that collected?
Well, they typically clear the weapon, right? They're going to go ahead and take the cartridge out of it and make sure that there are no rounds, obviously, in the chamber, and then disassemble it to be taken back as evidence. What's interesting is the AR-15s that they found. Some people have AR-15s. It's legal in some places, but they found that the serial number was scraped off of them, and that I thought was interesting, because I don't know if Diddy didn't want those traceable to him, or,
like I said, man, leave the homie Joe alone.
if he had received them on the black market.
What's interesting is that we just recently, in the second attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump, we saw those federal charges for tampering with the weapon, where he, the alleged attempted assassin, scraped off or made not legible, the serial number. So why is it that Diddy might not have received charges like that?
So in terms of Mr. Ralph, that's the individual currently.
Why? They was both fucked up. Shit. Suge in jail now too. What are you talking about? Suge's in a work. He's already been convicted and serving his time, right? You know, all the stories that came out of death row from Snoop and Cube, and we lost Easy E, and are you kidding me? Like, you could have been fucked up years ago if you was in death row. Shit, hell no. How about neither one of them?
Charged, and that I believe those are just simply placeholder charges. If you want me to be honest with you, I don't think they're really going to move forward with those. I think they're going to go with much larger charges, but they haven't had the element of time, right, that they've had with Diddy. They arrested him immediately after, 45 minutes after
This right here be killing me too. You know, there's all these different types of thoughts around that when they say like people are collectors. Hell, Jeffrey Dahmer, you know what I'm saying, was a collector, right? People are collectors, and even another one that we saw recently was the alleged shooter from multiple situations of Julio Fulio, not just the one the night when he was killed, but also the previous shooting when he got shot in the foot. They said they found like the casings from the previous shooting in dude's safe, right? So the only excuse that I could ever give people for that is one of two things. Once again, one, if they're a collector. Two, if they're just so scared that the evidence is going to pop up somewhere, they just feel like it remaining in their possession is the safest thing to do. Like, I don't know, maybe rivers and sewers and garbage disposal things and whatnot and incinerators just don't exist to these people sometimes. You know, we got a lot of people that just use a lake, and then later on, you know, that lake gets dug up or gets dragged. The lake gets dragged and you find stuff, or you know, people are scared of lakes sometimes. I don't know. I don't know. Like, to keep that level of stuff. Actually, the third logical reason why it really does apply directly to Diddy, and we spoke about it on a previous stream, which is maintaining some of these audio and video files was a form of power. It was a form of blackmail. It was a form of maintaining your position in the industry and continue to rule over even other people. Like I said, I gave an example of like, use LeBron. I don't think LeBron is into nothing, right? But like, let's say LeBron is just in the living room and the living room is turned up. It's a regular house party, you know what I'm saying? And there happens to be somebody right next to him doing a line of coke. LeBron might not even be looking at the person, but that footage is still incriminating because even if LeBron didn't break any laws, his image is worth millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. His image alone, right, is very, very important to a lot of people. And then you wake up with the dark shades and Advil and you realize like, damn, there was a lot going on. And then even if it's unsaid between you two, y'all both know, hey man, I got that footage. I got that footage, boy. I got that footage, daddy. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's unsaid between you two. It doesn't have to be like, hey, LeBron, I just want to let you know. And every time I come to your games, if I'm not courtside, I'm gonna put that. It don't have to be no threat. It's just known. And then that just creates favor between the two people, whether you know it or not. But you know what? The rest of that video talking about the items in his house, I kind of want to save the remainder of it for another live because there's a lot of points that we make here, and I want us to at least stay current on the the baby oil and the video footage. Right, the more stuff that we delve into too early, you know, we're gonna have to spin right back for and do another stream as more details come out and more, you know, charges and other people get identified in the RICO and that type of stuff. So I want to hold the rest of that video for now. But all right. Yeah, I was about to say something. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'll leave it for later. I might have a guest coming on with me later on today, and I might even be back tomorrow with 2 more guests. Okay, all 3 dope guests that got a lot to talk about for the fans. So we'll see. Everybody stay subscribed, cut your notifications on, continue to support the Sorry It's True podcast. I really appreciate y'all. And keep hitting me up on my Twitter, man. I promise y'all. Y'all are ahead of the game with a lot of stuff that y'all bring me on Twitter. And I try to answer as many people there as possible. And I appreciate y'all keeping me in the loop. Also, don't be scared to drop a comment here on the YouTube videos too. I do especially the first day after a live is completed, I do look at the comments. And some of y'all, as y'all see, I pin y'all to the top if I think you got a dope comment, or you make a lot of sense, or you saying something that I think we all should pay attention to. So continue to drop comments below and continue to hit me up on my Twitter. I appreciate y'all. We'll be back ASAP. I got y'all more interviews and more discussion points on the way. Sorry, it's true.